Sairam. We'll start with 3 ohms and 1 Sai Gayatri. Om. 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 Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarvah Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My loving Sairams to all of you. Offering my humble salutations to the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swami. I welcome you all for today's satsang. It's been, I think, after a gap of 2 months, we are having the satsangs. So today's chapter is Maya Manjushika, which literally means in Sanskrit, it's a magical box, because every time it comes with new formats and new topics, sometimes revealed, sometimes unrevealed. So today we are going to have anecdote session. Normally it is not a new format to especially our Sunday Narayan Seva team brothers. So where I used to share anecdotes from the lives of many Sai devotees. Yeah, because of time constraints, I used to only tell 1 or 2 incidents. But today, the time being a little long, so I'm giving a disclaimer. So we'll go with the journey. So all can go with the devotee's journey. It has been a great sadhana for me from 2012, where I used to share every Sunday. The kind of bliss it used to give later, I never used to feel that I was narrating someone else's experiences. So I used to feel that they are my own experiences. So that bliss I used to derive from that particular sadhana. And recently, when I was watching a satsang of Brother Ranganath Raju, I happened to notice a quote from Bhagwan, where he says, "When you listen to my story, you forget the story of the world and live in only my story. Until there is no separate story for you to relate to or live by. Well, to make you storyless is the purpose of my story." So if you look at the advent of Bhagavatam also, it came at the moment where the king Parikshit was influenced by Kali, and he put a snake on the neck of a sage who was meditating, who revered all great sages and great people. Can we imagine that he would do that act? No, it was the influence of Kali. So that's where the timing of Bhagavatam, as you know, the stories of God and devotees. So it came as an antidote or a panacea at that time, which would liberate. So finally, when he left the body, he didn't have any grief. He was just a witness. So God's story liberates us, disentangles us from the bonds that we have in the world. And it gives a lot of bliss. If a devotee is absorbed in the thoughts of God, it is definitely a great blessing, isn't it? Imagine if God is absorbed in thoughts of a devotee. Isn't it the greatest blessing? Can we ever imagine God cherishing the memories with that devotee? So one such dearest devotees to Swami was Sri.Kovelamudi Ramabrahmam. So he served Swami as a caretaker for Brindavan for almost 3 decades. And Swami used to share the memories or the time which he had spent with that devotee No, he spoke at length with students and many, selective devotees like Professor Anil Kumar and all. So Professor Anil Kumar used to relish those incidents when he used to share, in his talks. A beautiful incident, especially during his stay as a caretaker. And he redeemed his life. No, Sri Ramabrahmam has redeemed his life serving Swami, and he is epitome of pure devotion. Other day, I was listening to, as I told, Brother Ranganath Raju's talk. So once he expresses his desire, Swami, no, I cannot see you without walking. Why don't you walk when you are going to walk? And Swami said, bring back those old devotees. I would walk again. So what does he mean? That devotion is missing in us? Bring back those old devotees. Yes, they were epitomes of devotion. I remember the from line. I'm reminded of one's beautiful Tyagaraja Kirtan now, where he says, I'll just sing and then I'll give its meaning. He says, Rama Bhakti Samrajyam Rama Bhakti Samrajyam Ye Manavula Kabeno Manasa Amanavula Sandarshanam Amanavula Sandarshanam Atyanta Brahma Nandame Manasa Rama Bhakti Samrajyam. Which means those who have installed the empire of Rama Bhakti in their hearts, the very glimpse of those people gives us the greatest bliss. Atyanta Brahmanandam, says Tyagaraja. Tyagaraja himself was a devotee whose kirtans were out of ecstasy. Sometimes he never knew what kirtans came out of him. The disciples who used to be next to him, they used to immediately decipher the raga, decipher the notation, and immediately write down. Even Tyagaraja never, he was not aware what kirtans were coming. He is telling that when we have glimpse of those devotees who have the empire of Rama Bhakti installed in their hearts, the very glimpse of them gives us the greatest bliss. Atyanta Brahmanandam. Here he used two superlatives, double superlatives to give the degree of the Ananda he gets. Brahmanandam itself is the highest degree of Ananda. We have different Anandams, Anandam, Paramanandam, Brahmanandam like this. So Brahmanandam is one of the highest degrees of Ananda. He says Atyanta Brahmanandam. It's something like the most happiest. So happiest itself is superlative, the most happiest. So two superlatives. So you can understand the kind of bliss. So this Tyagaraja is describing himself. So one such devotee was Sri Ramabrahmam, probably in this Sai Bhagavatam. So today we are seeing the journey of his son. Definitely one day we'll see the complete journey of Sri Ramabrahmam Garu. Definitely he'll be, today's narration, he would be part of it, but not only exclusively his experiences. He'll be part of the story, but exclusively his son's, journey with Sai I'm going to describe today. His son's name, who currently stays in Prashant Nilayam, Sri Sitaramaiah. Swami fondly used to call him Ramu. So you need not, there is other Sitaramaiah which we had, about whom we had Satsang the last Thursday, Dr. Bikina Sitaramaiah. So he was different. That Sitaramaiah is different and this Sitaramaiah is different. He was also, he came into Bhagwan's fold in 1950s through his father, Sri Ramabrahmam Garu. And how did he accept the Almighty? Whether he embraced Almighty easily or what was his journey? So what were the blessings showered by Swami on him? So we are going to, journey with him today. So let us all journey with and derive the bliss of through listening. So because now we cannot, as Tyagaraja said, we cannot have glimpse through physical eyes because physically those people are not with us. Rambrahmam Garu is not with us. He's already with his Sairama. So how can we, through this story, we have to, if at all you just want to see the picture of Rambrahmam Garu, I can show. Just a minute. At least by seeing his picture, yeah, I think all of you can see. So he was Mr. Sri Rambrahmam Garu, Rambrahmam Tata. Many children used to call him. In fact, one small incident I would share about with him. So once Swami gave his robe to him and told him, wear this robe. So you can see the difference in the personality. So he was a tall man, a hefty personality, you can see, and you can see Swami, next to him. He was so tiny and low. So Swami gave his robe and wear it. And the greatness of Rambrahmam Garu is his faith and surrender so much that he never questioned Swami. Whether jovially also he never questioned, nor seriously also he never questioned. Whatever may be the circumstance, he just accepted it. That's why he's on the epitome of devotion. So he started wearing. He took Swami's robe and started wearing. He didn't question. He didn't even, Swami, what, you're joking with me? How can I wear it? He never did. He just took it and started wearing. And ultimately, it got completely fit to his size. You can look at the size of the person. So the robe of Swami got fit to his size when he started wearing. And then he says there's a great lesson in this. So when Swami presents any kind of situation in our life, and when we accept it without any questions, like a surrender with unconditional acceptance, everything will fall in place. Nothing to worry. Swami will take care of it. One thing is only we accept it. If we reject it at the beginning only. If he could also have rejected, Swami, how can I wear this? It is a small, it won't fit me. No, he didn't question. He just accepted it. Because Swami told, definitely he'll do something. Whether he wants to have fun with me, okay, let him have the joy. So with that, this is a beautiful experience which I wanted to share, especially related to Rambrahmam Garu. So now let us come to the actual story of Sri Sitaramaiah, whom in the narration even I would also address as Ramu because of the ease for me to explain of the word. So Rambrahmam Garu was actually a devotee of Shirdi Baba from late 40s. He frequented Shirdi. And once he was traveling, he happened to hear about Bhagwan. It was in 1953. And he came, as soon as, because the word Sai Baba was so fond to him, because he was already a ardent Shirdi Baba devotee. So this Sai Baba word was so fond to him. So immediately, without any second thought, he came to know about the whereabouts of Swami, where he stays, Anantapur district, so and so place called Puttaparthi and all. He came to know, and he directly came. And as soon as he was entering, so Baba, he was 27 then, 53. It's 27-year-old young Baba, young man. So he said, Rambrahmam, eppudu vastunnava? Said, what Rambrahmam? When are you coming? So what is that? When are you coming? When are you coming? You're coming now. So that intonation was different. When are you coming? So I've been waiting for you. You're coming now. When are you coming? Just a mother is waiting for a child from long time. So when finally, so when are you coming? What's the time? Did you see the time? That intonation, Swami said, when are you coming? So he was stunned. So how come I stay so far from this place, and first time I'm coming to this place and no one knows, my name nearby. And how come this man knows? He was stunned totally. And during that stay, what all that he experienced, the joy, the kind of miracles he witnessed, the kind of discourses he heard, made him completely convinced. He could embrace easily. Yes, this is my Shirdi Baba, whom I'm adoring. He's none other than Shirdi Baba. So he completely convinced. He was a businessman by profession. So back home, he started describing all that joy, all that experiences he had here in Parthi with Swami, he was describing to his family members. His son Ramu, whom were Sitaramaiah, being a young man and often influenced by these communist ideologies, he just brushed these stories aside. No, these stories seem to be some, as if you're some fantasy world. These kind of stories I've read in my textbooks and novels. So fantasy, nothing is going to happen. I don't believe in this. So already he had communist leaning. So that is one thing, and he never believed in God. So he had a special adoration, special respect for Buddha. So I believe only in the duty is God, work is worship, that much only. So God is work only. If I do my work sincerely, if I do my duty sincerely, that itself is God. I don't believe any other gods or this kind of godman kind of people. So that was his stance then. So in 1954, Rambrahmam Garu started a business, a company by name Sri Sathya Sai Tobacco Company. So by that time, Sitaramaiah has, of course, Ramu has finished the schooling and also discontinued his studies after the 11th standard because his interests were on the bikes and cars, had a fantasy of bikes and cars. So he wanted to pursue something, by riding bikes and cars in automobile field. He never is not much into academics. And neither he showed any kind of interest in his father's business also. So that's when in that year, 1956, his father fell ill. The health was deteriorating. So they found that probably he would survive or not. So immediately Ramu was married. First thing they do whenever head of the family is suspected to depart, immediately they always culprit all the scapegoat will be the first son. So that he can take up the responsibility. So he got married first so that he can take up slowly the family responsibilities and all those things. And one of the relatives who happened to be the doctor, he suggested, see, because daily there was a train of relatives, a galaxy of relatives, literally 50 people, 100 people were coming daily to the home. And it was a great disturbance. And in Andhra, it is a great, like, people come for picnic as if someone is not well, they come to know, and or in a hospital, they come as a picnic, as if they're really concerned. And there would again be complaints that something was not good, they didn't serve coffee. No, they have come to see a patient and they had complaints about their whatever the kind of things respect with give. So they would not be happy. So relatives are that kind, especially in Andhra. So they said, okay, he should be little far off from this galaxy of relatives. So he suggested, better you take him to Mysore because I have a friend there working in the hospital. He'll take care. So without any second thought, Ramu, who used to drive, he had a fancy for driving. So being an elite family, they had a luxurious car. So in that car, he, along with his father, mother, and sister, they went to Mysore. Along with Ramu, Rambrahmam Garu had two other sons and daughters, and a daughter. So they reached Mysore. The treatment began. So it was he recovered almost in 2 months, almost recovered. And one day when he felt much better, he expressed a desire to his son that he would like to visit Parthi. And Ramu, being not so keen about this kind of places, so he said, better, yeah, I would arrange a car for you. So you can arrange a driver and a car so you can go. But Rambrahmam Garu had a special liking for the driving of his son. So if Ramu is not coming or not driving, I'm not going to go. That's what he conveyed to his wife. So she went and conveyed to the son, this is what your father is telling. So unless otherwise you're going to come, he would not go. So he thought, okay, the sick person has recovered at the end of the day. So let me fulfill his desire. So he presented his T&C, the terms and conditions. So only if you're going to approve my terms and conditions, then only I'm going to come. So he gave, no one would ask me to offer any puja there. No one would ask me to attend a bhajan there. No one would ask me to break a coconut there. No one would ask me to touch somebody's feet or So like that, he gave a set of his terms and conditions. Only if these are approved, I'm going to come. His father approved. So finally, they set off the journey to Parthi. So as soon as they came to Parthi, they entered the Gopuram gate. The very first thing that Ramu noticed was Buddha's idol was there right on the top of the building. He was so happy, so elated, Buddha. So as we often see, if at all, in the least expected place or an unknown place, if we see Swami's photo, how we would be, even on the road, on the car, sometimes we see Swami's photos and Swami's, we feel kind of elated. Oh, so Swami is there. So that kind of feeling was there in Ramu's heart also. Oh, Buddha, our Buddha is here. So because he had no idea of this place, so he's coming some place, something unknown. He would have been thinking some temple. So he never expected Buddha in this place because Buddha is altogether a different belief system, altogether a different faith. So he never expected, he might have thought it is more like a temple. So that was the first thing that got somewhere it struck the chord. Oh, Buddha is here. He was happy. So Swami himself came. He received the family. He provided the accommodation because there were those days were like Swami used to personally, especially if you listen to Vijayamma stories and all, those days the proximity with Bhagwan was quite high with the devotees. That's why they are so great devotees, and their devotion is also to that level. So and Swami, gave accommodation, and this, it was very peaceful atmosphere around. And Ramu became little, inquisitive about know more about this place. So he started going around the ashram. He found, all the ladies and gents serving water to the plants and doing a lot of service. And they never looked like normal people. They looked more from elite backgrounds. Oh, these people look like from elite backgrounds, and they're serving like this. So that was kind of a very strange to him. And he found a vehicle, a van kind of thing there, and the driver was cleaning it. So he went and inquired, what is this van for? So he said that Swami has procured it from defense forces, and he every day this van would go to the nearby villages with 2 doctors and nurses, and they would provide the treatment to the nearby villages. So the mobile hospital had started long back then, which we still it happens. It started in 50s itself. Bhagwan started. That time Dr. Sitaramaiah, Bikin Sitaramaiah used to be there. So along with him, these works were done. It was before the General Hospital's inauguration, because the same year, 1956 itself, the General Hospital was inaugurated. So he felt so good. I mean, no medical service is being done in this village, and especially the villages around this village. It's a hamlet. No one can even think of. People used to describe Parthi of those days as just 5 minutes from Stone Age. That kind of atmosphere was there. So here in this services, so somewhere it impressed him, and he had a bent for service because he was a very active social worker. Because he always had a kind of his belief was that if your duty is honest, that itself is God. So he was more into service. He had the service bent of mind. So this also impressed him. And later he found out there was some construction going on, and he came to know that it was a hospital that is being constructed. He felt so happy. Even immediately he started doing seva there. So for 1 hour he did seva. And earlier this general hospital was at the place of where current Srinivasa guest house was there. Later it was shifted to the current place. Earlier it was at the place of Srinivasa guest house. So it was there. So general hospital was there. So yeah, that was over, and the next day they were having lunch along with their family was having lunch in their room. Suddenly Swami comes directly to the room. So immediately he offers a chair or a stool as a courtesy, because he's a great man. He had told his father has regarded him as some almost god. So not as a god, just as a courtesy, as for the elderly man, he gave a chair. So Swami just simply sat, and immediately, oh, you're having lunch. Okay, let me serve. So Swami started serving them. They were having, oh, sambar. Okay, let me serve a curry. So Swami started serving them. So it was so, for him, how come, I mean, He seems to be a great man, and no, my father has described the kind of things he has done. He has resurrected somebody from death, and he has no, did a lot of miracles. I mean, this kind of man who carries out this much aura around him, he's so simple, he's so loving, caring. So that was the second impression. Oh man, he's a very simple man, very humble man. So that was the second impression. He never believed whether it is God or not, but that impressed him more. That has a profound impact on him. So that evening, they went to bhajan, and he was not invited as per the terms and conditions he presented. But already he grew little inquisitive within this time because of the service or whatever that he had witnessed is congruent with his values. So he became inquisitive about bhajans also. Let me see what happens there. So he went and sat in bhajans. And suddenly when bhajan started, without his knowledge, he started profusely sobbing, profusely crying. And lot of questions were cropping up in his mind. Who is God? Parents whom I see are God? Or who is actually God? So a lot of these kind of questions were erupting in his mind. And he was crying profusely as per the bhajan. If the bhajan's rhythm was going high, they're reaching crescendo, accordingly his emotion was also intense. So he was profusely sobbing. And he was unaware. He was totally oblivious of what's happening around. And later his father even tells him that, you know, Bhagwan had come twice to you, sat next to you, and you were in your own world. So that was his experience when he sat in bhajans. And when he looked at, when he came, bhajan was over and so on, he was observing the practices. Okay, aarti is given and no one just came with a plate of aarti where, looking for dakshina. That is not there. There is no hundi here. And there is not even prasadam also after being served. So it seems to be quite different. It's not from our regular temples because his impression was like maybe it's a temple. It is not like our regular temple. It is something special place. And over that, if I want to pinpoint something, point something, that I don't find anything negative here, anything objectionable here. Everything seems to be so positive. It is so peaceful. So who is he? So the questions are erupting. Who is this man? Is he Buddha? Is he someone like Buddha? Is he like Vivekananda? He seems so simple. And he's not any, a kind of a landlord or any influential person or someone who has political liaisons or something like that where he can do all these things. So who is he? So a lot of questions were coming. And Miss Sitaramaiah, I mean, Ramu was always a rigid personality. He was not, he would never accept things so easily. So he was known in his friends as an anti-magnetic man because he would never accept any belief system or anything so easily unless otherwise he was convinced himself. So for that man, he's feeling that what kind of questions are coming? Why I'm getting attracted to this man? Something is there in him. So somehow he was so happy with the trip because of the service activities which he had witnessed there. So they went back to Mysore. So his father asked him, so what's your opinion on this? So immediately he said, and when everyone was taking Padnamaskar while leaving, he would not take it because it's a part of the terms and conditions he presented to his father, but it little hurt his father because everyone is taking the Padnamaskar, but he didn't take his Padnamaskar. So he left. So he told, what's your opinion now? He said everything is fine. The kind of work that is being done there, it's amazing. And so happy with the social work that's going on there. Such a hospital and all those kind of things are coming. So then he said, okay, you are having this service bent of mind. You're into social work. So if you want to serve, you go and serve in the hospital. So he gave some money. So you go and serve, he said. So he was so happy. So he left. The next day itself, he left. He came by train to Penukonda and from to Kottacheruvu, and from Kottacheruvu he started walking. And he walked 10 miles and he reached Parthi again. So Swami said, oh, Ramu, you have come, so you want to serve? So you keep your bedding here, so you can have, you can fresh up yourself in those small, there used to be small hotel and the kind of rooms those days for bath and all. So you can take bath there. Like that, Swami instructed him. And Swami repeated again his terms and conditions. Here, no one would ask you to attend bhajan. No one would ask you to offer puja. No one would ask you to touch somebody's feet. No one would ask you to break coconut. Like that, Swami started reading all the terms and conditions which he had presented to his father. What happened? How come this document got leaked? How come this man? No, did my father tell all this? So a kind of thought came. So that happened, and he started serving the construction of the hospital daily. And though all others after the work they were attending bhajan, he was not attending bhajan. He used to chat with his friends like that. So one day, Swami came somewhere in the afternoon, 3 p.m. And he called Ramu, come here. And he materialized a nice badusha. So hot, fresh badusha. So he was trying to hold it. What is this? No, he has little doubts on that sweet. What I have to do, whether I can eat it or so whether it would disappear later. So a lot of doubts are there in his mind. So he didn't eat it immediately. By the wave of his hand, Swami materialized and gave it to him. Later, he told Swami didn't wave his hand or something, but immediately gave the same badusha to 20 people. My badusha is still there with me, but Swami didn't wave his hand, but all the 20 people got badusha. Maybe it is a batch production or a kind of wholesale. We never know. So Swami, it's all his ways. We never know. So like that, and it was kind of amazing. Then Swami said, hey, Ramu, eat it. It's not going to disappear. You eat it first. So when he ate, it was so sweet, it's so delicious. The second day again, Swami came and he materialized one nice sugar candy. He himself broke that into 20 pieces and gave this time. And like that, things are happening. And third day, Swami came again at the same time and started explaining, this is what the hospital and all these are going to come here and there would be X-ray unit and all that stuff. Swami was explaining. And Ramu had his own doubts. How come there's no electricity at this place? And he's telling X-ray unit, how it will come? So immediately, these are all his questions in his mind. But immediately Swami said, no, electricity lines are being laid and electricity would come soon and we have a backup here, generator. And with that, this is going to function. X-ray unit is going to function. Not only that, in future, still bigger hospital would come, railway station would come, aerodrome would come, bus stand would come. Like that, Swami was describing everything way back in 1956. He was stunned. Oh my God, to this place where today I see nothing, absolutely not even electricity. These kind of things are going to come. What is this? What is I'm hearing? Is this person has lost it? That kind of things. How these are kind of things. So he is not like a kind of Shankaracharya or Ramanujacharya or Madhvacharya who has marks on his forehead. He looks very simple man and he looks a very short man with this very stylish hairdo. And over that, he seems to be a bit luxurious. He has a car, he has his own car. So he seems to be, maybe he has little fancy for luxury. So like that, all these kind of doubts were coming in his mind. So next day, Swami came again. And that day, Swami asked all these 20, there were 20 people there and asked all these 20 people to come and sit in bhajans. So all went. So there were no singers there. So in these 20, no one knows bhajans. So Swami himself started singing. Swami was singing all the bhajans. And after 3 bhajans, Swami started speaking to them. See, I am Bhagwan Sri Satyasai Baba. Self-introduction is going on. Never doubt my divinity. So just like Rama and Krishna, I am also an avatar. So this 20 people, Swami is introducing himself. And the uniqueness of this avatar is I don't carry any weapon because my mission is not to punish the wicked, but to transform the wicked and put them on the right path. That is my mission. Not going to punish anyone. I'm not going to punish anyone in this. So that's my, and for this purpose, definitely I'll do kind of miracles. So a lot of people would come, they would become my followers, and I teach them and I'll put them on the right path. And how much ever possible, I'll try to alleviate their sufferings so that they believe me and accept my teachings. That's what he said. And then he came, you had doubt on my car, right? See, I would visit many places all over the country. So I cannot visit everything, every place by walk. So I need a car, right? So that's why I have car. It's not for my personal comfort or personal luxury. So he had a doubt, no? So that Swami clarified in that. So it is just for that purpose only I'm using car. And then he continued, see, service alone is not sufficient. You should always be, have the thoughts of God. That nama, smarana should go on. So you should attend bhajans also. Because mind delights in bhajans. So along with that, you should, along with service, just like you are feeling happy, you feel happy in bhajans also. You have to attend bhajans also. So from then on, Ramu started attending bhajans without fail. Regularly was coming. So after bhajans in the middle, Ramu would be called by Swami. Ramu come out, they would go out, and private classes started now. So Swami asked, why don't you believe in God? Why don't you have, why you are having this kind of belief that Swami, see, it is very abstract concept for me, God. Even Vivekananda himself could not see God. Moreover, nowadays, people in the name of God, they're doing a lot of deception. So it seems to be quite tedious for me, that concept itself. So I believe in Buddhist principles. I have special adoration for Gautama Buddha. So if one does one's duty with true honesty and sincerity, that itself is divinity. I don't believe in other things. He just, whatever that he felt, he expressed. He just replied to Swami. Swami said, okay, fine. So that day's private class was over. The second day again, the same thing continued. Swami would call in the middle of the bhajan and he takes him out. Haramu, do you know what Panchabhutas are? So he told what are Panchabhutas. This earth, water, sky, air, fire, and all that, space. So can you see every element? All these 5 elements, can you see? He said 4 you can see, but 1 you cannot see, Swami. Air you cannot see. Oh, air you cannot see. But you still believe that air is there? Yes, Swami, I cannot see air, but I can feel air. No? I can feel it through breathing. I can feel it when it touches my skin and all that. Oh, it's strange. So you can't see, but you feel that it is there. Yes, Swami. So why cannot divine energy be there? Divine energy is also like air, which you cannot see with naked eye. So divine energy is something that you cannot see with naked eye, but you can experience it all over. Do you think the entire nature is not, working by itself without that energy, that divine energy? Only thing is you cannot see with the naked eye. It is difficult to see with the naked eye, but it is there. Just like, as you told, air. He found, yes, this is a kind of logical explanation. What he says is more sensible, he thought. The young man, Ramu, thought. Then third day again, one more special class continued. Swami asked, Ramu, do you get dreams? He replied, yes, Swami, I do get dreams. So when you get dreams, do others know that you got dreams? No, Swami, how can they know? Then how do they believe that you got dreams? Because I tell them. So they believe. Yes, Swami, they believe because I told them. If you can believe that someone else's dreams, why can't you believe God? About whom your elders were telling right from your childhood. Right from your childhood, they start giving you or telling about Rama, Krishna, those stories and all. Why don't you believe? And do you have this habit of talking in the sleep? Yes, Swami. How do you know? Do you, anytime did you hear when you were talking in the sleep? Then Ramu said, no, Swami. Then how could you know? Because others who were next to me, they told me that I'm talking in the sleep. That, oh, so you even don't know. You spoke and you even don't know. How strange. So you believed others. Then why can't you believe God, about whom your mother and father teach right from the tender age? So as you grow, what, your ego is growing? Or is it influence of the circles or the society around? Leave them to their, so leave your ego its own and leave your society for to their whims and fancies. Be on the right path. So like that he explained it like this. God is there, and he found, yeah, this kind of explanations are quite thought provoking to him. Something is given a thought towards God. And the next day, Swami, called Dr. Sitaramaiah, who's Dr. Bikin Sitaramaiah, who was the chief for the general hospital, and him, Ramu, also to the hospital. So there was a equipment, a lot of equipment, paraphernalia for that surgical paraphernalia was there, and all had to be arranged. So they were segregating and all. And Swami asked Dr. Sitaramaiah, Sitaramaiah, what are all these for? And he said, Swami, these are all equipment for surgery. We need to do surgeries to patients, and we need. Oh, you need all these for you, to operate patients. Yes, Swami. I don't need, that I do a lot of surgeries. I do a lot of surgeries for cancer, for appendicitis, right? Yes, Swami, I know. But I don't need all these kind of surgical paraphernalia, all this kind of equipment. I just do, with my own hands. He said, Swami, you are supreme Godhead. You can do anything because we are normal human beings. So we cannot do without any, these kind of equipment. Oh, is it? And Swami, gives a mischievous smile to Ramu. See what he's telling. See, he understood that I'm God, and still you are not able to understand. So that kind of, he had that kind of mischievous smile on his face. Next day, Swami, so the inauguration date is coming near for the general hospital. So Swami asked these 20 youngsters who were daily taking part in the service in the construction of hospital. He called everyone and you start cleaning. So everywhere it's a little untidy and many things have fallen in ashram. So you remove everything. So make it very clean and neat because inauguration is ensuing. So immediately they did all that work, the cleaning work. It took complete 2 days. Bhagwan was very happy with the work. So one day, while they were doing that kind of work, a lorry came into the ashram because of the inauguration date is coming near. So a lot of equipment of hospital and provisions, everything was coming. So a lorry carrying all that had come. So it had entered the Gopuram gate. Little further it has gone, and somewhere it was taking turn. And while taking turn, it got the back of the truck had got touched, a kind of structure which was like arch. So big. So as soon as it got touched and it was taking turn, the entire arch got because of that rupture, it fell off. The arch fell off and everything. There's a great sound. Swami came down, and that driver was trembling in fear. Oh my God, what I have done? What is going to see? He was completely in shaking, shivering. And all these people are witnessing what had happened now. What would Bhagwan say? So immediately he's coming down. And to everyone's astonishment, Swami is a loving God. He came down and pacified. He started pacifying this driver. See, don't worry. It's not your fault. The road itself is narrow. So what you can do? So it just what happened. So don't worry. It's not your fault. And he caressed lovingly. And everyone was so happy to see the man who was terribly shivering. Till then, he became so happy. We can just compare ourselves, how when suddenly what reactions we give when such kind of things happen. Even at home, if something falls, immediately we shout off. We react, but Bhagwan, he's showing how to respond. And that is happening only, that can happen only if you have love. We have hearts filled of love. So he was in tears because of he was expecting different, and Bhagwan was caressing him. So the driver was in tears of joy, tears of happiness. And then Bhagwan asked these 20 people, who are serving and cleaning Prashant Nilayam, you clear this clutter because everything has fallen. The beam has fallen, a lot of things. So they could clear whatever is possible. And there was a big beam, a metal beam was there. The arch beam would be there. No? So it was a very heavy one. And it was quite heavy. And they tried to move it. It was not moving. All the 20 of them, are trying to, push it, move it, but it didn't move an inch. All the 20 of them are trying to move. Nothing happened. And Swami was looking from the top of his residence, and he was telling, yeah, yeah, he was cheering up from there, but nothing is happening. Swami came down and he started cheering up from down. Yeah, do it, do it, do it, do it. Nothing is happening. Then Swami came next to the beam. And what Swami did, can you expect? LOL. Yes, you heard it right. Swami laughed out loudly. Simply like that. And
Sairam,
that beam broke into pieces. Sairam? Am I audible?
Very much,
Yes,
very much.
yes,
You're audible.
you are.
Yes. So the entire beam got smashed, completely broken into pieces because of Swami's LOL. That big laugh. And Swami said, yeah, clear the clutter now, clear it now. And just went as if nothing happened. He just came, laughed, and broke that into pieces, and he went. And these people were in awe and wonder, shock. What happened? What did we witness just now? And later they cleared it with complete. What kind of this? So definitely the Ramu thought, okay, he is not a normal person. He's having special powers also. Not just a different man. He is having some special different kind of powers also. So that was his impression. But still he was skeptical about his divinity. But definitely this man has mastered some different powers with him. Then Swami one day handed over the invitation card of the inauguration of hospital to Ramu and told, you post it to your father so that he can attend. So Ramu was actually, it was almost a month. He was missing his car than his father. Oh, I didn't drive my car from almost a month, so I'm missing that. Somehow cleverly asked Swami, why if I post it, how can he come? If I go and I can bring him in car and all. So Swami knows, and Swami said, okay, you go. So he went to Mysore. Directly he went to the car, not to his father. And to his astonishment, the car was in quite bad condition because it was not driven for quite a long time, for more than a month. And over that, due to monkish mischief, many things were broken, the front and the back and the top and everything. It was a luxurious car, topless car of those days in 50s, which had automatic switch for the top, which would cover and uncover. All that was there. So he was very much determined. So he came early in the morning, 9 o'clock, and he said, no, unless otherwise this is going to be repaired because tomorrow we need to leave for Parthi and I need cab badly. So whatever is possible, I would do, said the mechanic, but everything won't be possible, but how much ever possible? He said, okay. So till 5 o'clock, it went on, the repair went on, and it came into some condition, drivable condition. So till 5, he was there with the car only. He didn't go to his father. So later in the evening, 5 o'clock, he went to his father and he gave this invitation card that Bhagwan wants you to come. And then tomorrow morning we are leaving. So the next day they left to Parthi with all that breakfast and lunch, everything prepared at home, and they left. So before they could reach Penukonda, there was a kind of strange noise coming from back from the two tires. It was quite strange noise. So he felt a little tensed. So something, and he thought, okay, let us somehow manage this. So somehow they reached Penukonda and tried to find a mechanic there. So he said to his father, you just have lunch. I'll try to find a mechanic. So there they told, we don't have mechanics here. Probably you need to go to either Chikbalapur or Anantapur for the same. Said, now who can go at this time? I mean, it's such a place that neither going back to Mysore is possible, nor I can go without any tension to Parthi also. Parthi is nearby, but still I cannot go anytime, anywhere in the middle, it can break down. And he was a little tensed. So somehow he mustered courage to drive and started off. And Rambrahmam Garu started chanting Sairam, Sairam. So earlier, nowadays, he used to make fun of his father whenever he used to do these kind of things. He used to deride his father for all these kind of gestures. But now he's feeling, okay, let him do his duty. Let him do his effort. With that Nama, if something happens, it's good only. He thought. So, so what happening after some kilometers or 5 kilometers, again, that same noise was coming. So he would stop for about 20-30 minutes. And after that, again, he would start. So every 5 kilometers, that noise would come, and every 5 kilometers, he would stop. And like that, somehow they reached Parthi by evening. So they were already 2 hours, 2.5 hours late to Parthi. So Swami, they went, and as soon as he parked his car, and they were given accommodation, everything was done. And immediately Swami summoned for Ramu. Hey, Ramu, Ramu, come. So for tomorrow, inauguration, so 4 devotees are coming to Penukonda railway station. So you need to go to Penukonda railway station and pick them up. Swami, how do I pick them up? In car. Whose car? Your car. My car. So he thought in between, inside my car is not a great condition. It may break down anytime. And he's telling my car. So again, he confirmed. Is it my car? Yes, yes, your car only. Swami confirmed, your car. So now he got the chance. Oh, this man is not divine. He definitely has some powers, but if he is so divine, he should be aware of my car. He should be aware of my condition of my car. It's going to break down definitely. So now I got the chance to disprove the divinity of this man. Let me take this car, let me drive, let it break down. Then I can say that this man is not God. So I have got a great chance, and he's so elated for the chance he got, and he started coming down. And he took the car, with very speed, he started driving, and he just came out of the, almost the gate, and little further was going, and someone came, Swami is calling you. Swami is calling me? Just now I am coming from Swami. No, Swami is calling you. Told some red color car, one person would be driving, you call that person. So immediately he went back again to Swami. So Swami said, see, the train, it seems 2 hours late. So better you relax for some time and then you go. So he was little dejected now because I got a chance to disprove this man. So now I have to wait for 2 more hours. So he went to have a smoke and a tea. He used to smoke those days because he had a justification also, because we run tobacco company. So if I not smoke this, who will smoke? So he had that kind of justification those days. So he used to smoke, and he had tea. And at that time, no, he was expressing his plot, his plan. So this is what I want to do. So you guys just believe him to be God. So I wanted to prove today, because he wanted me to take my car, which is not a great condition. So everything he explained, he revealed it. So one of the persons there, where the noise, he started as if he has got some knowledge. So where this noise is coming from? So he told from the part behind the back tires and all that. He said, yes, I mean, this can be rectified. I think there must be issue of oil. So he said, you have oil. Should I take it to Anantapur now? No, not required. Just if you have oil, just give it to me. I'll mend everything fine. I'll do it everything fine. So, okay, come with me. So the mat was spread. The man went under the car. He checked. He found out the reason was lack of oil only. So there was engine oil with him. So he took some of the engine oil and he mixed it something, and somehow he repaired the car. It was fine. So then this Ramu got a kind of thought that why don't we take a ride now? So let us see whether I can check with you. So let us. Why don't you drive? So that guy said, no, sir, I don't know driving. I have been only practicing this. So you seem to be very, professional mechanic, and why don't you don't know driving? So he said, okay, come with me. You just sit next to me. Let's go. So they went till Kottacheruvu. So it was all fine. So now he said that I have come in average speed, so it is okay. Let me go at a fast speed. So you go, sir. Whatever speed you want to go, you go. It's going to be fine. So they went to super fast speed. Even then there was no noise. So he was so happy. Everything was fine. So finally they reached Parthi. They reached almost all, I think now almost that 1-2 hours passed. And they went in, and he parked the car. Ramu got down this side, and that person got down that side. He saw till there. And when Ramu got down, immediately Swami came. Hey, Ramu, it seems the train is coming. Go back to the railway station, to Penukonda railway station. Okay, Swami. So he immediately got ready, and immediately he was looking for this man, this mechanic. Nowhere to be seen. How can he disappear so fast? So he got it down this side, and now when I spoke to Swami for some time, and within this time he disappeared. Oh man, this man is seemed to be very fast. So something he found, and he just went to that hotel or where he had a smoke, and he inquired there. So did you see that guy whom you have seen earlier? We spoke here. So they found, yeah, a man had come with you. No, he said he had some knowledge of repair and all that. Yeah, we had heard. So he's not seen now. I mean, he didn't take any money from me for the work he has done. So what is it? So one of the people, one of the young folk there who were there at the hotel, they said he's none other than Swami, sir. He said, then he started believing, yeah, you guys have gone totally nuts here. I mean, what is this? I mean, he is not a god. I mean, why you believe this much? And all. He said, no, 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 no. We have seen even the owner of the hotel was, man, sir, we see this kind of incidents on a daily basis. So it's not new for us. Definitely that guy is going to be Swami. So you need not give me money. So he gave money so that if the person comes back, you can give it to him. So he said, no, he's not going to come back. It is Swami only. You can just take it for you can I confirm it. So they have approving that it is Swami only. So how come it is like, definitely it didn't make him completely aware, I mean, no, believe Swami's divinity, but he gave a thought or a little percentage of his, divinity or his belief got little increased because of the incident. So it is so fast, no? The man got down there, so Swami got down there and immediately comes as a Swami, immediately changes his costume and comes this side. So these kind of incidents were quite common, it seems, in the those times, and it is, I mean, you can understand what kind of joy those people have experienced. Amazing. So he went to railway station. He picked up all the four, the devotees who were to come, and they left. And finally, he went to his father, and he told the same what all that happened. And even Ramam Garu was also so happy. Even he told, yeah, definitely that guy was Swami only. No one can else do that. So he thought, okay, my father is too much into Swami. So he also thought he didn't believe, but he was okay with it. Chalo, I mean, maybe it must have been Swami. And no, next day within. I mean, the inauguration was over, everything happened fine. And then that time Swami gave the Vibhuti and Pad Namaskar. So because earlier he didn't take, so now you take. So he took the Pad Namaskar and Vibhuti. Actually, when he was leaving to pick up his father to Mysore, his friends would suggest him to take Pad Namaskar and Vibhuti from Swami. And he would go to Swami and he would ask for Pad Namaskar. Swami said, and he will not be, no, he'll be reluctant to take only because his friends told he would go to Swami. So Swami says, no, not now. Once you come back, I'll give. Then when he expresses the same to his friends, they would tell definitely something is going to happen. No, this is not a good sign. Without taking his Pad Namaskar and Vibhuti or going means something is going to be wrong. So something fantastic happened. Of course, Swami only was revealed in that. So somehow it's good. So now he got back the Pad Namaskar. And Rambrahmam Garu said, see, now you leave all that your kind of stories or the fantasy world that you were in. So now believe start, this is the Prashanti world. So now you started off. So God is there. So he is the God himself. So like that he started explaining. So he said, okay, fine. And they went to Mysore again. So everything was fine in Mysore and he was completely recovered. Now they were about to leave for their place, Vijayawada. So now while going back home, someone of their friends suggested, okay, when you're going, Rambrahmam Garu wanted to visit Parthi again while going back home. So I said, okay, some other friends suggested, okay, before going to Parthi, we can have a different places. So let us have around for Ooty, Nanjangud, Coimbatore, Salem, Bangalore, everything. Let's go and let's visit because in every time you won't come. So they had all that tour and everything fine, nicely enjoyed the tour and reached Parthi finally. Swami just asked as soon as they reached, Swami, what Rambrahmam, roaming all the country and coming here. So with the fun, Swami's omniscience, something like that. So so next day, Swami gave interview, and Swami asked Ramu. So Ramu is already married now. So Ramu, how many children do you want? And Ramu's reply was, Swami, I don't want any children. This entire world is deceptive, and it's kind of in this kind of atmosphere, it is very tough to raise children. He was telling way back in 1956. I don't know what his reply would be now. So he told, no, it's tough. I don't want any children, Swami. Swami said, see, let the world be. If you are on the right path, that is sufficient. Leave the world to itself. If you are in the right path, that is sufficient. So I'm going to give you one son for improving your lineage and a daughter for lineage of her in-laws and daughter. So I'm going to give two, Swami said. So they left Parthi, so went back to Vijayawada. Everything was fine. They lived fine for 1 year. So after 1 year again, Ramram Garu developed some problem, the umbilical hernia. So as they were accustomed and they got habituated to the systems in the Mysore in the hospital, and they got used to the doctors also. So he again found better Mysore would be the better place for surgery. So he came for surgery. He took the appointment. Doctors were okay to do the surgery. And meanwhile, so what happens? He had a good business. Slowly, exports were coming down. Sales were a little slumped. At the same time, there was some deception also happening in the at because the owner itself is not at the helm. So and many things were okay. He's not going to come back hale and hearty. He's going to die. That kind of rumor started coming, and slowly the business started on the downslide. It took downslide. And somehow, but still, I mean, no, they didn't reveal everything to their father. Everything was known, but they didn't reveal everything to the father. So that operation, that surgery, the umbilical hernia surgery was also done, and now they're back again to Parthi. And at that time, Ramamam Garu complained about Ramu. See, this Ramu Swami, he doesn't do any work. He's jobless. You please tell him. Swami chided even Ramam Garu. You don't worry about him. He is very good boy. I know him. I'll take care. You don't worry. Everything will be fine. You just do your business, something like that. So they come back, they see a lot of losses, they dispose what all property, and they would clear the whatever that debts were there, and they would shut down the business because already there was a lot of loss happened, deception happened, and they had to shut down the business. So they have come almost from riches to rags now. I mean, almost the condition is of quite economic condition has come quite not a good financial health. So Ramu had a son at this time. So now Ramu, to everyone's astonishment, he named his son as Satyasai Varaprasad. Everyone is like, you don't, so you believe him to be God. He said, no, I don't believe him to be God, but he's a very respectable person. He's a very great person. See, people name their children after Gandhi. They would name children after their boss, Subhash Chandra Bose or Nehru or something like that. So why can't I name someone, the ideal man who is doing such a great service to humanity? Why can't I name my son of that person? I definitely don't believe that he's God, but definitely I have a great respect for him in my heart. So people were happy, and Ramam Garu was very happy for that. Ramam Garu had, I told, one more son by name Nagabhushanam. So his alliance were earlier fixed with already his aunt's daughter. So now that lady has come. So why don't we get married? Because elder son already got married, and he got even son also. So we had decided this long back. So why don't we just try to pursue it? But aunt requested again. So this time Ramamungaru was not keen to it because he said, see, currently my condition, financial condition is not so great. So why don't you get your daughter married somewhere outside, not with the family? So she was there. So there was a kind of argument going on between them. So finally they came to Ramu. So Ramu, you decide what should we do? So Ramu suggested immediately, without any doubt, second thought, see, why you are arguing this much? Go to Puttaparthi, ask Sai Baba, he would only listen. So now his faith is much more, though he may not believe him as God, but he believes him to be a man who can resolve any conflict, or he's an ideal man who can solve great problems. So he believed to a man of a great intellect at least. So so they went, as per his advice, they went to Parthi. And Bhagwan said, yeah, what Ramramam is telling is right. Don't worry. So don't get her married to Nagbhushnam. I'll take care of Nagbhushnam. So get her married somewhere outside. Don't worry. You will get a very good match. I'm going to bless that. And even Ramramam himself would perform the marriage. He would get the match and everything gets settled. Don't worry. I'll bless. So like that, they came back. Marriage was also fixed. Even they went to US. So that story was over. Now Ramu's job. Ramu has become jobless now. Ramu is because when their condition was got deteriorating financially, the other two sons of Ramramam Garu were taken by the nearby relatives who had some small concerns, small firms nearby. So his son Nagbhushnam started working in Kerala in Wayanad with his some relatives firm, and some other son Narayan Rao was also working in some other place. So he was jobless, and he is more into keen or fancy of bikes and cars. So he wanted to enter somewhere automobile field. So he was jobless. So one day he was sitting at home idly. And somewhere, some guy in the garb of Shirdi Baba, wearing the kafni and all that, and with a small bowl in his hand, he comes next to him. Of course, comes near to that window. He was sitting at the window, and he asks, "Brahman ka gar kahan hai?" So there was a Brahman near to this place who was their teacher, who was a family friend also, a teacher to Ramu, whose name Ramarao. So he thought, okay, Brahman's place. So he's asking Ramarao's place only. Yeah, he'll give directions to his home. So, okay, says that man. And while leaving, he says, Beta, कुछ काम कर सकते हो ना? खाली क्यों बैठे हो? He told, you can do something, no? Why are you sitting idly? Suddenly got told, how come this man knows that I'm jobless? And moreover, how come this beggar is suggesting me all this? So he must not be some normal guy. He must be someone. And immediately went and he told the same to his mother. His mother also told, okay, why don't you just call him? We can at least offer him food. So immediately went outside within just 2-3 minutes, but nowhere to be seen. That man is nowhere to be seen. And evening when he told his father, definitely it must be something. He even checked to that Brahman's place. I mean that Ramarao, who was his teacher, at their place also they checked. So there also they didn't find him. It seems no one has come. So finally his father, when he inquired, even Ramarao, whom he himself told her it is Shirdi Sai himself who has come. So he came and wanted to tell you that you just start trying. Definitely he's going to bless you with job. So just like that, as his blessing followed, and someone from the nearby in the neighborhood suggested some openings in the APSRTC, the Road Transport Corporation. Some this thing because he was more into the automobile field. Somehow he went and he got some job there immediately. So there was a kind of interviews and everything happened, and he finally got job in no time after this. So he found, okay, because Shirdi Baba blessed me with that you do work, so he gave work. So finally I'm happy. So he got a mechanic job, APSRTC, mechanic for buses. So he was happy, but his father was not so happy because they have seen the richest of the richest with more in luxury cars. Suddenly, when his son is a mechanic, yeah, definitely it feels different, but still, but his friend, okay, nothing, something is better than nothing because with our current condition, at least. So he was getting some, not a great salary or a meager salary, but somehow he got into job. So first day he said, once he got a job, I want to do puja. First day, because the one condition was there, no one would ask me to offer puja earlier. Now he himself asked his father, can I do puja today? So his father was elated. Ramamam Garu started even crying. What change he brought. Not only that, even he started sending as a charity to something in Shirdi Baba, Shirdi also. So those days, even for 2 rupees was a great charity, and people, from there, Vibhuti Prasadam used to come from Shirdi. So even he did that. So seeing all this, Ramamam Garu was so elated. So that day, even he says, no, he broke coconut, and every time we break coconuts, he told his mother, every time we break coconuts to God, you do chutney. This is not right because we offer it to God, and ultimately it's for our chutney. No, you are not going to do this practice from now on. You just break into pieces and just distribute it to nearby people, the beggars and all. So we are going to give it as a prasadam. This from today onwards, no, any coconut broken in our house should not go as a chutney. So it should go somewhere out as a prasadam. So like that, from then on, even Ramamam Garu, whenever they broke coconut, they started giving it as a prasadam. So these kind of changes Ramu was bringing in the home itself. Not only that, he getting transformed, and he was even making changes at his home also. So now he had a daughter also. Within no time, he had, as Swami's blessing, a son was born, a daughter was born. And because of his work hectic, he was he was working hard and passionate about his work, so he was not giving much time to family. So when even the children had to be taken to Tirupati also, he asked his father to take them. So every time Rama Mangaru, whenever he would go to any other place, his first visit to be in Parthi only. So he would come to Parthi. So this time he came with his two grandchildren and his daughter-in-law and wife. So he came and Swami called him for interview. Everyone went inside, but no, this kid who was that time a 3-year-old boy, he was the son of Ramu. So he was stopped at no, before he could get into the room, the Swami has shut the door. So it was little startling for Ramamangaru. So what Swami is outside is, don't worry, it's fine. You tell whatever things, I'll take care. So Swami was not letting the boy in. Okay, fine. So I felt a little worried about that boy, what is happening outside. So Swami just spoke for some time, about half an hour, and after half an hour they came outside, and the boy was nicely eating musambi. So what? So who gave this musambi? He said that uncle only who came, who took you all inside, Swami. So Swami gave musambi. So when did he come? All the while he was with us. So where did even the devotees told Swami came. He spent some time with this boy talking, and he even gave musambi also to this boy, and Swami went back. So they were astonished. Oh, he was all the way talking to us and even took care. So like that, no, if you look at these kind of incidents, if you see, even for a moment, I take a pause here before going to the next incidents. There are kind of a very great lessons Bhagwan is teaching through all through in these incidents. If you look at from the very first incident, right from showing Buddha's idol and showing the service activities and all to a person, Bhagwan is teaching us all a great lesson. What is it that? See, whenever some novice comes to anywhere, maybe in our organization or a member comes to in our group or a team in office or anyone, even a parent and child, we directly try to tell about ourselves. We try to show about ourselves or impose our rules. We don't try to know the person, what are his tastes, what are his interests. We don't know what interests him, and accordingly, we can make him more comfortable. See, Swami made feel at home from the very first by showing the idol of Buddha, and over that Swami knew that he had a service bent of mind, and Swami even showed how humble one should be through example by serving directly, coming to their room and serving directly to all. So what is the great lesson? Humble, because see, how does the humility coming? So humility there, the humble nature is not that Swami wants, he is consciously doing it because he wants to teach. No. Because Bhagwan is the love himself, as some Westerner defined who is Satya Sai Baba. He told us Satya Sai Baba is a pure love walking on 2 feet. So he is pure love. So he does not identify himself to be a body of Satya Sai Baba or a miracle man or a god or a god man or something like that. He is a Parabrahman. He is a pure love. So also we are. But what's problem is with us? We identify ourselves with so and so. If we are so and so manager in the office, we start identifying with it. We are so and so office bearer in the organization, we start identifying with that. If we are so and so, we start, because all these are with our identifications, and that's where the ego sprouts. If we don't identify with anything, as Ramana Maharshi says, nothing, you need not do anything. You don't identify yourself with what you are not. So all these are different roles which we are donned. So we are not that. We are pure love, just like Swami. So if we are also not identifying, because Swami is not identifying, that's why that love is coming profusely and automatically. He's not, no, it's just happening. It's not that he is consciously trying to show someone to be humble. No, because he's not identifying with anything around. As yesterday told, he's like a lotus. He's not affected by the environment around. So he's not identifying himself with anything around. He's teaching a great lesson there. So you be as you are, what you are. Let's not identify ourselves with anything. Then automatically ego will not sprout. Every time we are conscious of that, so that itself is a Maya. When we identify, I am so and so manager. So the same thing continues at home also. So at home, you need a love of children, not as a managerially, the bossism. So that kind of, so the problems come only when we identify. If we don't identify, if we are like pure love, obviously, I think many problems would be solved. And we would be happy. Everyone would be happy at home as well as workplace, as well as in the organization. So Swami is making everyone. So right when a person comes in office, I've seen people, they become rule books. Oh, you have to do this, that, and all. So that would intimidate a new person who would come to the organization. Next day would not be coming. So you should make him feel at home. You should try to know the person, his interests. And only when Ramu got completely acclimated to the climate, then Swami started talking about bhajans. Till then, even Swami told, I'm not going to ask you to. So no one would ask you to break a coconut. No one would ask you to offer you puja. So Swami himself told, so I'm not going to. But only when the time was right, he spoke about bhajans. He started talking about God and beliefs and all, private classes, if you remember. So that's what is Swami teaching us, how to make, there can be no wonderful leader than Swami. So beautiful. So he gave a time to the person to understand, to acclimate, to adapt to that environment. And only when the time is perfect, that's when he started teaching. So that's when we have to also do. Even for a parent to a child, you should understand the child first. What are his interests? What are his mentalities only? And then start speaking in their language. What understands? That's when actually, the receptive things will be more, especially, even to a parent or a teacher. Understanding the other person is more important. We are more to express ourselves more. No, we want others people to understand us, but we don't put efforts in understanding others. So that's where the problem. And this Swami is teaching a very great lesson in this. Try to understand others first. Definitely, when you have that love, just like Swami, not identifying with anything, just like we are pure love. Definitely, I think all the problems are going to be solved. So wonderful lesson Bhagwan is going to teach us this entire episode. So even when in that episode of caressing the driver, the lorry driver. No, it was our normal reaction would be shouting anyone for that matter. So you think what's the cost of this and all, how much did he expend, all that. But Swami didn't do that because he's pure love again. So he caressed, he made the person happy. Swami always used to say, nothing is so greater than man, nothing is so greater than human being. So for me, he is more important than all these kind of material things. So when we understand that truth, definitely I think this world would be a much, much better place. So now, yeah, coming back to our story. Yes, so I think where we are, yes, he got this, he started slowly reforming the things at his home and all. Yeah, even interview was granted to Ramamam Garu, and yeah, that was also over, right? Yes, coming. So now there was alliances started coming for Ramamam Garu's daughter also. So and there was some alliance which was from the known family within the relatives, but the guy was into farming, and there was another guy was into some job. So these relatives, some relatives were recommending this, some relatives were recommending other one. So he had a dilemma. Again, Ramu advised his father, go to Sathya Sai Baba. So for any problem, we have one point of contact always. So go to him. He's going to. So keeping the two photos in the back, Ramam Garu went to Brindavan that time. So Brindavan, Bhagwan was there at Brindavan. So Swami came, oh Ramram, this time you're coming with two other guys. Two other guys, Swami, I came alone. No, 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 no. Those two guys are in the bag. So those two photographs he carried, right? So Bhagwan was pointing. So don't worry, now not required. No marriage for your daughter. I would get her married later. So don't you give up this idea now. So that was in the year 1960. So that's when actually Swami recently purchased Brindavan. So he said, you come down to Brindavan. Anyway, currently your health is also not permitting you to do a great work, and nor your economic condition is good. So you come back, you come here to me. I'll take care of you. You be the manager of Brindavan. You be the caretaker of Brindavan. So I'll take care of her marriage later. So don't worry. So he came back and told the relatives, this is what our Babas. So he said, what all, you lost everything once going there. Some people suggested, so you're all fine. And once you started going to that Baba, you lost everything. Some people suggested, some people said, no, 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 great alliances these are. If you're losing this, again, you won't get a great alliance. Like that people suggested. But Ramu was the one actually who said, no, 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 you are not, anything can happen. People as if going to Tirupati didn't become bankrupt. Nothing like that. If it is our fortune, it will happen. So what Swami suggested, as per Swami's suggestion, he suggested his father, go to Brindavan, and as per Swami's advice. So they went. So he only left father and all. His father, Ramam Garu, his wife and daughter all came to Brindavan, and now he started taking care of Brindavan. Swami used to regularly come. He used to take care of everything. And again, Swami, one day he tells, and Ramu used to witness different kind of miracles with Bhagwan many times. Whenever so he had been witness to many things. I think I don't have time to tell all those now. So Swami, now calls back. He calls one day Ramam Garu and tells that you call back your second son Nagbhushnam, who is in Wayanad. So he is not able to have that Kerala food. So why don't you come? Let him be with you now in Brindavan. Let him serve, and let him serve me also whenever I come here. So you call back. So he was called back from Wayanad. And while coming back, he even came to Vijayawada. to see Ramu and his wife, and along with him he brought that kid to for Aksharabhyasam, and Swami would do Aksharabhyasam to that kid who was earlier was left outside the interview room. So Swami himself made him sit in the lap, and he would write Om Namo Narayanaya and that and all, and that would pacify his mother, because his mother was from that day onwards had some, okay, this guy is not being avoided by Swami somehow. She had that kind of feeling. Now after Swami did all Aksharabhyasam to him, making him sit in his lap, she is now completely pacified. So once Aksharabhyasam is done, and now it's back. So slowly, as now Aksharabhyasam, now he has to join him in the school. Things are not, whatever the salary, it's very meager. It's not sufficient for the education and all. He started thinking, Ramu started thinking, and then he thought, okay, let me, he got actually very good promotions and all in the job, but still he was not getting a great salary. So he thought this would not be sufficient, and even we don't have any, kind of funds with us to start a business. So probably I'll get a taxi, and I'll try to, at least I'll get much better income than this. So he thought of buying salary, and one day, without any informing, not even applying a leave or informing the office, directly he left to Parthi to seek blessings of Swami for whatever his new idea, maybe for the taxi or whatever. So I'll discuss with Swami, and he came directly to Parthi. I'm sorry, Bhagwan was in Brindavan, so he came to Brindavan. The Swami directly, first thing only he asked, so how is job, Ramu? So Swami, what job he would say now? He has given up everything, even didn't even inform at the office, and he came. So he said something, he gave a different kind of smile. Swami said, don't worry, you'll get 2 promotions, but you'll have a little tough time, but you will definitely get 2 promotions. He said, who is now bothering about job? What all this man talking? I have already given up job. So still he's talking about promotion. So he thought within himself. So he says that certain words, when Swami would ask personally, he would say that only I would hear. Ramu would always say, most of the time I could make out that Bhagwan, whatever he would speak, others would hear something else or something. But personal things, very intimate things, only I would hear. I think there is a proper end-to-end encryption. Today, many providers would say that we are perfectly end-to-end encrypted. I think the perfect end-to-end encryption is none other than Bhagwan. He used to give a group of interviews, and he used to ask very intimate things, and only that person would hear. It would be very intimate, which would be embarrassing if at all the same thing would be heard by others. That kind of incident Swami used to ask, or Swami used to talk in the group. And later it is often found that it's not heard, or it's heard like something else by others. So proper end-to-end encryption happens only with, I think, Satya Sai Baba, not with other WhatsApp and all that stuff. They're also still compromised somehow. So that was happened, and then Swami said, and after coming here, there were a group of other devotees. Swami was every day from breakfast till dinner, everything was with Swami. Ramu was enjoying. So right from breakfast, everything, all dinner, everything, night, evening snacks, everything. So he was totally forgot only. Anyway, who cares about job? I'm having such a wonderful time here. So he had a beautiful time here. So he's having, and one day Swami was going with the devotees. Some 15 of the devotees were there, some foreigners were there, and Swami said, let's go out somewhere. So, and he was in little dilemma whether Swami should go with them or should stay back, Ramu. So Ramamungar suggested, see, you go into the house. I'm standing here. If at all Swami wanted to take you, he himself would call. If you are standing here, probably it would not be nice. So he was sent into the home. So then Swami comes and, oh, I call your son also, yeah. Like Swami tells Ramabrahmam, and he calls Ramu also, and Ramu would go with all these 15. So Swami would go crossing somewhere white field. So they would go into some nice fields. Swami take all of them into field. And Swami starts singing bhajans. Everyone would there. Swami starts singing bhajans. So everyone would be singing. So all some VIPs were there, and the people who have donated the Brindavan area and all, Gogirini family. So all were there, and some foreigners were also there. So Swami was doing, and Swami first, out of blue from that sand, he created a sugar candy. So, and Ramu, come here, and you just distribute this sugar candy. So it was distributed. And slowly, while singing bhajans only, 2 big idols, one idol of Shirdi Sai and one idol of Nag Devata has come. So silver idols have come out of this sand, nothing, suddenly. So they came, so everyone was astonished. And after some time again, Rama idol, Rama Pattabhishekam idol with Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Shatrughna, and even with Hanuman, Sita, and all that idol has come. And everyone, what is happening? One after the other, one after the other. And again, Swami, for those foreigners who were there, he started even taking out the birthstones, the stones for the auspicious stones for them. So he started creating one after the other. There were 5 of them, and 5 stones were created and given to them. So these foreigners, they have very genuine doubts, and they have very, they're very direct, pure at heart. They would not even hesitate to ask. So Swami Sai Baba, so you're creating all these things. I mean, are you not, it's not against the government. No, you're not paying the duties and taxes, whatever would be required for this kind of things. They asked very openly to Swami, all these kind of things you're creating. He said, no, 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 I don't transgress any rule, or I don't go against any rule of government. All my materialization would follow government rules. So how does it happen? He says, see, my Sankalpa, wherever the workshop is, it would start off in no time, it would get materialized, and then it would follow, all the duties and taxes would be paid for that, and then only it will come to me. And in this, whatever that Sankalpa and time, that 1 minute or whatever, that is whatever I take, the time that is for that process, all that tax paying and duty paying process, that's what I do. That's how it comes. So that's what Swami replies to the genuine and very open doubt of foreigners, those overseas devotees. And then that's wonderful trip is over. Those idols were given to Ramamam Garu. So Swami said I would take it again, and later they would be given to those VIP devotees. So one day Swami called Ramu, and Swami, just was trying to do something with betel leaves he was doing, and he made some betel leaf ring. And then he gave it to Ramu. Ramu, why don't you have this betel leaf ring? So Swami, for all those people, you're giving some good stone rings and golden rings. And he thought even inside, for me, betel leaf ring, something which is, so okay, somehow he took it half-heartedly. So he took, by the time he took and he kept, till at the tip of the finger, it was betel leaf. But the time it went to the other tip of the finger, it became a gold ring. Suddenly, Swami was like astonished. Slowly, what is happening? Slowly, slowly, his faith is increasing. What this man is doing yesterday, he did all those idols and he's doing, and he's not transgressing any rules, it seems. And over that, now this betel leaf, has turned into gold. What is happening? So, and with all this, he's so happy, and he didn't actually convey the thing what he wanted to convey or discuss with Swami, because always he was in the group. It was so private matter. So he didn't ask what is going to happen about his job, because he was jobless. And now he discussed same with his father, Swami. Now Swami himself told that go back home. So it's almost like 25 days a month. So you go back. Then he thought, did you, Rambrahmam Garu asked him whether you have discussed what you have come. He said, no, I could not discuss because, we were all in the time, the group, and Bhagwan was so busy. Then Swami would say, he would say, see, I'm not going to discuss anything. I don't want to discuss also. Whatever it's going to happen, he is there anyway. He'll take care. So I have that faith now. So he goes back. So as he goes back, again, he narrates everything, what all the wonderful time he had in Brindavan, that beautiful time, and he would narrate to his wife and everything he would say. And finally, she would say that you have been summoned from the office. So why don't you go? So the next day would have breakfast, and he's a little reluctant to go. So should I go? He says, why don't you just, because they have summoned twice. So why don't you go? So he goes, and to the astonishment, there were senior officers and all. Why did you go? Why did you vanish all these days? So he said, I wanted to, do some. He didn't say that I wanted to run a taxi, but he told that I wanted to do some business. So he said, what business you want to do? So it was not clear. I'm still thinking. So okay, once you're, have a firm thoughts on that, and once you're fine on that, then you start off it. Till then, you can continue this. So we are not going to cut your salary for all these 25 days what you have left. Don't worry. Not over that. We are giving you promotion. He was astonished. What is happening? So he left without informing, and now he's getting promotion also. And over that, they are giving the salary. There is no loss of pay also, something like that. So everything is fine. So he started working hard, and within no time, I mean, again within 25 days, they gave one more promotion. So the salary has gone quite a good hike now. So he's now quite fine. No need to look for a taxi or any kind of business. Now he's much more comfortable. Everything is fine, as per Swami's words. Like double promotion, Swami said, but problems will be there still. There is a but in there. So yeah. So that double promotion was there, everything was fine and beautiful. Then he even writes a letter to Rambam Garu, please convey my wishes to Swami, I mean my namaskars to Swami. He said, as per his words, I got double promotion and all. He would convey to Ramam Garu. So Ramam Garu goes and conveys to Swami, Swami, it seems he got double promotion. He's happy, he wanted to convey you the regards. So Swami would say, double promotion he got, but double cigarettes now. Earlier he used to smoke 10, now it became 20 packets. So 10 packets, now 20 packets. So he said right from the morning when he would start, after breakfast, he would start taking a puff, and again till night, till reach home before sleeping, he used to smoke, it seems. So he would even say that a chain smoker, a perfect chain smoker, some 30 packets, 20 to 30 packets per day. So he said, what is the point if he gets double promotion? Swami even chides him. What is the point if getting double promotion? He's just wasting all the money on cigarettes. And not only that, he's spoiling his health. And next time, if he's not going to give up this habit, I'm not going to allow him to Brindavan or Parthi. He is restricted. He is not allowed. I'm going to restrict his entry. So Swami told very strongly. He cannot even come to see you. Though you are a father, you cannot, because he should give up that habit. So he strongly, even Rambam Garu also wrote that letter. This Swami is not happy with you because of the cigarettes. So he tried 10 months. He tried a lot to give up that habit of smoking, but somehow he couldn't. 1 week he would find, and again after a week he would start off. It didn't happen. But one day he was very firmly determined. On one Sankranti day, he even gives the date 1964 Sankranti day, January 14th. I just gave Bhagwan, Swami, you give me the willpower to not to give up this habit. I should not smoke. In case if I smoke, it is your problem. So I am putting all the burden on you. If I am going to smoke, it is you are at fault. I'm not at fault now, because I'm putting all the burden on you. So he says, and he starts off. From then on, he says till date, he's still there in Prashant Nilayam. Till date, he never smoked. And he would write again letter to Rambam Garu that I didn't smoke from 3 months. Then he tells from 3 months, and Rambam Garu was very happy. He would convey the same to Swami. Swami, it seems, has given up the cigarettes. All the 3 months he has not been smoking. The Swami would say, what did he stop? He put all the burden on me. It's only I gave him the willpower. It's all the burden he put on me, and he's boasting about himself that he stopped. No, he put all the burden on me. So it's a great lesson again in the in sadhana. Swami says, when Anil Kumar sir once asked Swami, what is the right? I mean, how do we know that we are on the right path in the sadhana? Swami said, see, when your slightest faults appear to you as like a mountains, and even the greatest faults in others start appearing to you like ants, that's when you are on the right path of sadhana. So if we are able to find out our bad habits, or if we are able to find our own faults, and we somehow try to put efforts in trying to get rid of them, and once we are not able to do that also, it is okay. If we are conveying to God with wholehearted, he'll take care, just like that he has taken care of the case of Ramu here. Bhagwan even would say that is the greatest sadhana. That's the greatest, that particular devotee would be given a special status. The person who identifies his faults, who puts efforts to get rid of his bad habits or faults, but somehow he would not be able to give, but he gives up to me, he surrenders to me. That particular devotee, I'm going to take it as my personal case, and I would consider. So Bhagwan himself told. So the sadhana, love, and service are 3 personal departments. He's going to address things on his own. So Swami says, anything on this sadhana, if anything is come as impediment and you're trying to give up, but you're not able to give up, try to come to me, try to surrender me to me and convey to me everything. I'm going to take care. You don't need to worry. If you have that complete surrender feeling. So that's what Ramu has done that. Even he has given, it is your fault now. It is you now. That's what actually we are. We are instruments. See, if my bike is not clean, no one would ask my bike why you are not clean. Everyone would ask me. So once we are surrendered to God, we are like that bike only. If we are not clean or we are not good, he is at fault. People would even ask Swami. He would be remarked, not us. So that's what happens there. No, he gave up himself, surrendered. That's you are at fault. I'm not going to. If I'm going to smoke again, it is your fault only. That's how it happened, and it worked. So that is the greatest form of the sadhana also. And there are great parables also, which I had told earlier. Because of time constraints, I will not be telling now. So in that particular, so when we are able to find the faults ourselves, and if you are not able to give up by any chance, but if you surrender to Swami, don't worry, he'll take care. Anytime if you resume the habit, it is his problem. It is not our problem anymore. Once we have done proper surrender. Now came, I think I'm slowly I will close it. The time is also getting up. So 1964 May, so Swami called Ramamam Garu. Now I'm ready to perform the marriage of your daughter. The right time. So then everyone would come here. Swami called everyone to Parthi. I would perform the marriage myself. So Swami has arranged everything, right from the accommodation, everything Swami took care of. And there was second son of Swami, it was Nagabhushanam, whom Swami called back from Wayanad. He also went to Parthi. And Swami, suddenly when both were there, Swami said, hey, you are only for 4 days here. So why don't you spend time with me? So let others take responsibilities of this wedding and all. You didn't take any responsibility. You just spend time with me. So spent 4 days, that was, in between them. But somehow Rambrahmam Garu heard it. Swami told, okay, you're going to stay for 4 days. Yes, 4 days left for their visit in Parthi because marriage is soon done. So the wedding happened. It was so wonderful. It's a grand wedding, Parthi. Swami blessed everyone, the bride and the bridegroom, and they were sending. And along with the bride and bridegroom, normally in Andhra, it was a practice that one of the family members also would go. So Swami asked who are going with the bride and the bridegroom. So they said the Swami, Ramu and Ramu's wife are going. Ramamam Garu told. Then Swami told, no, they are not going. Send Nagbhushanam, so the second son. So Swami, okay, Swami. So he was sent. And Ramu left to Vijayawada, his place, and Ramam Garu also left to Parthi. No, sorry, Brindavan. So after a few days, when he reached, almost Ramu reached, their relatives came to home and they didn't tell anything. They said, come, let's go. He said, where are you going? Okay, we'll tell. So they took him, and on the way they revealed that his brother, his second brother, is no more. Nagabhushanam is no more. He has given up his body due to some cardiac arrest. So he said he came from the bride and bridegroom's place that day on the 3rd, and he gave up. So, is my father informed? He said, no, we couldn't inform because a lot of rains and all the connections were cut to Brindavan and all. We are not able to make a call. He said, oh, is it? So what to do now? But he has to be called now. But actually, Bhagwan, once Nagabhushanam has merged in him, Swami called that evening itself, calls up Ramamam Garu and tells that, see, don't worry, Nagabhushanam has merged in me. You have to now go back to Vijayawada and you have to perform all the last rites, and don't tell Avva. Swami used to call his wife as Avva sometimes. So don't tell Avva that everything happened. Only after going there, let her know. So till then you don't reveal it. So that was such a great shock even to a father, But Ramamam Garu sir, took it just like that. It's very tough. I mean, that kind of faith and devotion, it's very tough. So he didn't reveal that to his wife, and they go. And as a mother, she cannot take that. It's very tough for her. Mother losing a child. So all the last rites they would, perform. They would come back. She's inconsolable. She's not able to bear that loss. So she would ask Swami, so why did you do this? Why you have given me this much pain? Swami said, what happened? Don't worry, he's with me. Why you worry? He's merged in me, he's with me. Come, I'll show. So Swami takes them to that, those days I think Bangla would be there. So to that Bangla, Nandana or something. So Swami and that their son was sitting right in that place in blood and flesh. I think this incident was even written by Kasturi Garu also in Satyam Shivam Sundaram and many other books also. So they would see their son in blood and flesh, both Ramamam Garu and his wife. So that's the love of Swami, and you can see his love. Then he even tells, that's why for this reason I didn't get him married to your sister's daughter. And over that, I called him back with Wayanad so that he can spend more time with you. And even in last 4 days, he spent time with Bhagwan. What else can be a great blessing? And what else can be, can we express about his love? Words fail to describe his love. So all that, no, all that happens. It doesn't happen only in his life. It happens many times. We don't understand. We don't acknowledge. Sometimes we don't even observe or understand. But Swami is always working around. So like that. So slowly, Ramu's life gets better, and because of his the devotion of Sai, many other people around him, would be influenced, and many, because of the tag of Sai devotee, he would get. So whoever is in the bad habits, he would be tagged to him, so that you mentor them and try to change. And most of them would transform into good people. The smokers would give up smoking. The drunkards would give up drinking. Everything, and he would do. And finally, he becomes a wonderful person. The journey of Ramu is amazing. And currently he stays in Prashant Nilayam. He's not so young man now. He's quite an old man, and he stays in Prashant Nilayam. And that's the wonderful journey of Ramu in this. I think I can end here. I'll end here because of time constraints. Over that, yeah, one day we'll see the only the experiences of Ramamam Garu, especially the almost 30 years what he had spent in Brindavan as a caretaker. Amazing anecdotes and amazing lessons to learn from that. So that we would completely cater. Probably one session would not be sufficient for that. So we would some other day we'll see. So with this, I conclude, and we have a wonderful, great lesson Swami has given in this anecdotes. You have to just go back and now. Anyway, recording is also there. You can listen it again and try to memorize these incidents and learn those encapsulated lessons within that. So if anyone would have observed within the, probably which I have not expressed it, probably now as a discussion for maybe about 10 minutes, we can discuss it. Sairam from here. I'll end it here. Sairam. It's open for now discussion. Anyone, if any point.
Sairam, Venkateswaran.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Ramu, Bangar Ramu available now, Partiya? Is alive?
Ramu is no more, sir. His son is Ramu is available.
Or Partiya, Brindavanam, sir?
Parti.
Okay, thank you, Sairam. Okay.
Suman, it was a beautiful anecdotes. You kindle the jyoti in our hearts. It is wonderful,
Thank
Suman. I just want to share a small thing. You were talking about smoking.
Yeah.
How you were smoking and you gave up. You see, one of the doctors in the super specialty hospital asked one Swami,
Okay.
how many mistakes do you forgive? What Swami said was very special. He said, as many as you commit. Look at the Lord of Universe, But
yes.
he put a condition, provided there's a sincere repentance for what you have done. Sincerely repent, And Swami, see, if you just have to tell Swami, I made this mistake, I did not know, I was ignorant. Lord is willing to overlook everything and willing to forgive us. This is, I was just reminded of this. I thought I should share it with you, Suman. Your anecdotes are beautiful. It kindles in me a lot of such things coming up. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any more thoughts or takeaways which anyone would like to share, which I have missed or something, or anything? Many things can be observed.
Uman, Sairam, this is a Narsaman here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
As you were saying, I was reflecting on my journey. I've written a separate WhatsApp to you also. When I started also, I was a skeptic, right? I didn't believe in Swami and all that, right? So, and how, somehow, he had the patience, and unconditional love even for people who don't like him or who don't believe in him. And so I was many times when you're saying this, I was like literally thinking, oh God, so many things have happened in our life, and Swami has taken care of us. We just don't know how to appreciate. So that is one thing. The other thing, I feel, and this is not the first time I'm telling you. When you speak with such authority. It looks like as if Swami is speaking. Okay, when you speak, okay, and I somehow, whenever I hear you speak, uh, not a single grammatical error, not a single uh, content error. It just flows, like how it's like a flow, as they say, it's a flow, right? This cannot happen unless you're truly blessed. You are like that bike. You are the instrument.
Thank you,
I
sir.
think somebody is driving the bike. Okay, and that is what I thought. I thought I should say this. I know it might sound very stupid, but I thought I should say this. Okay.
Thanks. And a very happy birthday. Actually, I started it after 2 months. I mean, 2 months I gave a gap for my satsangs. Today it started. I think it's Swami's gift to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Happy
Thanks.
birthday.
Thank you.
Any more thoughts, brothers and sisters? Mahendra sir?
Sairam, Suman.
Sairam sir.
No, I just merged into the story with the total narration that you have given. So beautiful, Suman. As you said in the first lines itself, like we can reflect ourselves in this particular characters, the when which we have, when we went through the stories and the realities, whatever happened, we can we can have that reflection in our mind and in our heart, as well as it will touch our real time stories, whatever that we have gone through, our experiences with Swami. It touches every experience with Swami. Either it is in Swami's form or it is in other form. The same experiences which we went through, that will all like will touch, and then I can see the eyes will become wet when we are going to. When I'm listening to all these experiences, the eyes are getting wet with happiness.
Yes.
Sairam,
That's what the
thank you.
beauty of his story.
That's correct. That's correct, Suman. See, I was not aware the timeline. Suddenly, I got the ping, and then I just started the meeting at 6 o'clock. Joined at 6 o'clock, and I thought it is at 6 o'clock, but it is started at 6:30 as per the time, as per the schedule, and now it is 8:30. Still, we are in that blissful, uh, say blissful experience, blissful state, I can say. Saira.
Thank you. It's amazing. Even it's a great. It's for me again. It's because when I read, I enjoy once, and others when I share it again, I enjoy it again. So it's like because of all of you, it's like double effect for me. So it's Swami's blessing with me, more joy.
Yes, yes, yes. This is how today I think Sridhar sir will accept this. Today we had sorry for extending, I'll speak for 1 more minute. Today we had a nice satsang with Chennai center,
Okay.
where we are talking about the qualities of sadhaka. The best thing is, company with be with a good, avoid bad company, but be with a good company, right? So with the satsang, these qualities of sadhaka will come out, and then will be with Swami always in the one-pointedness. Those are all will improve our qualities to ensure that no we with the to go along with Swami. Thank you, Suman, for this nice session.
Thank you,
Really,
sir.
it is a Manjushika, as you said, magical box. Sairam.
Sridhar sir, anything you would like to share? Any takeaway which I've missed?
Two things hit my mind. One is Ramu as a character in this narrative. He was perhaps short of faith and he had doubts, but surely he did not have an avarice in the sense that he would be judgmental and call Swami wrong or something. He said, no, he's a great man. He's doing a lot of things, but yet I need to have my faith that he is God. And it happens over a period of time. And Swami gives him such a long time and long rope for him to realize, understand, adapt, and get convinced.
Yes.
Second thing I very strongly understand is you may give up on Swami. Swami will never ever give you up.
Yes, absolutely.
Time. And the repentance can come at any point of time. But if that repentance and regret is pure, unsullied, and the surrender is total, the salvation happens, is what I understand from this beautiful narrative you have given. Spellbound, totally lost, 1.5 hours, 1 hour 45 minutes. We didn't know how the time was going. Your narrative is the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Any more thoughts, brothers and sisters? Can we close it here?
Sairam, brother.
Yes, Sairam sister.
Wonderful session. And I really liked when you highlighted the point how Swami gave time to Ramu, to adjust, and how Swami put effort to understand his likings. I think this is a very important point because sometimes very new people join the organization. I myself, when I joined as a guru, I was not really a devotee of Swami. My son was a Balvika student and I got the opportunity. So we are kind of lost. We don't understand too many things. It takes us time. And so what point you said is very important. Anybody who comes, they should be slowly guided and one should put effort to find out what is their likings. And I think one very good thing that would help others is when they are introduced to Sai literature. So the self-reading, self-study, that will also give them a lot of understanding about Sai's love and, how, because these are the people who have not really had the opportunity to interact with Swami directly. So these are the ways, they can be helped to get more comfortable in this particular setups. And parents also not forcing the children, because if the mother is a bhajan singer, sometimes you start, expecting your children to be in the line, but the children may have inclination towards seva. So that kind of open-mindedness should be there, because each one can, connect to Swami in their own way. So we should not impose that on our children. So these are points when you highlighted, it was really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Any more thoughts? So I'll be closing it here with Asatoma. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय. Thank you.
Jai Sairam to all members. Venkatesh
జై
Sairam.
సాయిరామ్ సాయిరామ్. ఏడిపించేసావు
సాయిరామ్.
ఈరోజు సుమన్.
Sairam.